Hi guys, my name's Cubist and I'm going to teach you how to solve the Rubik's Cube. The first step is to make a daisy. So I'm going to be teaching you the three main cases that you need to know to solve the daisy every single time. So the first case is when the petal's underneath the daisy. You need to make sure there's a free space above the petal and then you do a 180 degrees turn to get it to the top. So the second case is when the petal's at the left or the right side of the centre. To solve this petal, you need to make sure that there's a free space above the petal so that you can lift it up. For the third and final case, where the petal is underneath or above the centre, you make sure there's a free space above the petal and then you do an F move to move it to the left or the right side of the centre, and then you move the free space above the petal and then lift it up. The next step is to form the white cross. To get from the daisy to the cross, you pick a petal and look at the colour and then match it with its centre, and then you twist it to the bottom doing a 180 degrees turn. Then I'm going to pick the blue petal and match it with its blue centre by twisting the top, and then I'm going to do a 180 degrees turn, and then I'm going to pick the red petal and match it with its centre and then twist it to the bottom. And then lastly, the orange petal needs to meet with its orange centre by twisting the top, and I'm going to twist it to the bottom. And now you know how to do the white cross. So the next step is to insert the 4 white corners to form the white side. But to do this, you need to learn an algorithm that I call the righty algorithm. So now I'm going to teach you the righty algorithm, which is up, left, down, back, 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 up, left, down, back. So this is the algorithm that you're going to use to insert the 4 corners. So firstly, you need to pick a corner. I'm going to choose the blue, red and white corner. I'm going to move it above where it needs to go. And how you know it's above where it needs to go is if it matches with the 3 centres around it, which in this case are blue, red and white. So now you use the righty algorithm to insert it, which is up, left, down, back. You repeat this process till you've inserted all the white corners. So after you've finished, it should look like this. But there is one case that you can come across where it's placed in the wrong position. So how you do it is you do the righty move that you normally do, which is up, left, down, back, up, left, down, back. You now officially know how to solve the white side, so now we can move on to the next step. The next step is to insert the 4 edges. How you do this is you pick an edge on the top that doesn't have yellow on. I'm going to choose the blue and red edge to do this example. So what you do is you look at the front colour, which is red, and then you place it above its centre. Then you look at the slots, the left and the right slots, and you look at which edge does the slot go in. And then you see that it goes in the left slot, so you move the edge away from the left slot. And then you take the corner out, and then you move the edge back where it needs to go above the centre, and then move the corner back down. And then to insert it, you look, the white's facing to the left, so you move the pair to the left, but as you move the pair to the left, you move the cube to the left too. And then you lift this slot up that I'm pointing to, and then you move the pair into the gap and then move it down. And then you carry on and insert each edge doing this process, but you can come across this case where the white's facing to the right. It's similar to the other case. You move the pair to the right, but then you move the cube to the right too. Then you lift the slot up and insert the pair. There are a few cases that you can come across which are a bit difficult, which I'm going to cover now. So the first bad case is where the edge is flipped with the corner. So to do this case, you need to know an algorithm called the lefty move, which I'm going to teach you now. So the lefty move is very similar to the righty move, but it's at the left hand side. It's up, push to the right, down, back, up, push to the right, down, back, up, push to the right, down, back, up, push to right, down, back, up, push to right, down, back. So now I'm going to show you how to use the lefty algorithm to solve the case where the edge is flipped with its corner. So firstly you do the righty algorithm, then you put the pair in front of you, and then you do the lefty move algorithm, which is up, push to right, up, push to right, down, back, and then you carry on as usual. Now I'm going to teach you another hard case which can come up. The next case I'm going to teach you is when the edge is flipped in the wrong slot. You do it the same way I've taught you. Do the righty move, and then you put the pair in front of you, and then you do the lefty move to split them up. You now officially know how to solve the second layer, and now we can move on to the last layer. So now I'm going to teach you how to solve the yellow cross. There are 3 cases that you need to know to be able to do the cross every single time. The first case is a dot, and when you have the dot, you do the algorithm 3 times, which is F, the righty move algorithm, F prime. And then the next case is when you have an L shape, which you put in the top left, and then you do an F, the righty move, F prime. And the third case is when you have a horizontal line and you do F, righty move, F prime. So the next step is to match the 4 cross edges with their centres. As you can see, these 2 are in the right place and these 2 are in the wrong place. So what you do is you put one in the front that's bad and one in this left that's bad, and then you do this algorithm, which is up, left, down, left, up, back, back, down. And then you do U moves to check that it's definitely worked. Now I'll move on. So the next step is to put all the 4 corners in the right place. As you can see, this red, green and yellow corner is in the right place. So you take it to an advantage and put it in the right hand side, and you do this algorithm, which is left up, push to the left, right up, push to the right, down, back, down. And then you repeat that again by finding another corner that's in the right place. And as you can see, no other corners are in the right place except for the same one as before. And then you do the algorithm again, make sure it's in the right hand side, and then you do left up, push to the left, right up, push to the right, down, back, down, back. And as you can see, they're all in the right place. The last step is to orientate the yellow corners. But before I show you that, I just want to go and cover a case before I move on. The case I wanted to cover was when you have to find a corner that's in the right place. If there isn't any, you move it manually into the right hand side, and then you do the normal algorithm. You've finally reached the last step, which is to orientate all the yellow corners on the yellow face. So you flip the cube, and then you put the corner in the bottom right side, and then you do the righty algorithm. Up, left, down, back, and you keep repeating it till the yellow is facing in the bottom. And then you move the next piece along, which is very important. You always move the next piece along to the same position, and then you do the righty algorithm, up, left, down, back, up, left, down, back, up, left, down, back, repeating it. Well done. If you reach the end of the video, you now know how to solve the Rubik's Cube. If you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave comments down below if you have any questions.